Hey guys, Jack here. Welcome back to the Great Gallivanting. I'm getting ready to take off on my Wayfarer Expedition, so I thought I'd go through a little bit of a packing guide and a little bit of a bag and product review before I get going. This segment is going to air throughout the Wayfarer Expedition, so you're not going to see it all at once. But yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start with my bags today. So every backpacker's got their preferred bag. My friend Jo, she loved her Osprey. I've got my trusty Erblestock Halftrack right here. So the thing about this Halftrack is it's sentimental. That's why I love it. It weighs about 6 pounds, which is far more than a regular backpack should weigh if you're traveling. However, for me, it's great. I got this when I was in the military. I went to Iraq with it. It went all over Iraq with me. And it's the backpack I took on my first adventure, the Great Gallivanting, which I wrote the book, The Great Gallivanting and Journey of Realization and Discovery Across the World about. And it's also the backpack I took on my second adventure going through Spain, which will be the subject of my second book, Aficionado. So anyway, why do I love this backpack? Well, for one, it's 35 liters, so I don't like to take a whole lot of stuff with me if I don't have to, but I like to take enough. And as every backpacker knows, whatever size bag you have, you will fill it. So with this bag, it's only 35 liters, but the 35 liters aren't all in one spot. So you have this main compartment that I just zipped up. You have this top compartment right here that I use for toiletries and whatnot. And then each side has both a stuff compartment and an actual compartment that has a lock on it. And the purpose of these, according to the website, is to hold 2 to 3 liter water, which I will certainly be doing on the Wayfarer Expedition. At least on one side I'll have the Camelback sitting in there, and the other one I'll have my wet weather gear and stuff that I'll need more regularly. But yeah, something about this backpack is it's, like I said, it weighs 6 pounds. It's heavy duty. This is made of solid canvas. It's designed for military and SWAT and police operators. And it's got MOLLE straps all along the front. The bottom, as you can see, I have these straps already attached to it for some stuff later. And the sides, which means you can tie stuff on if you need to. You can clip something on with a carabiner or use bungee cords, which again, as most travelers know, especially those who are hiking things like the Camino de Santiago or the Lycian Way, you end up clipping a lot of things to your backpack. So having all these little nice hooks there is a real boost. So the inside compartment here, as like I said, the 35 liters are not all in one spot. So it looks pretty small. It's decently small, I'll give you that. But what I really like about it is this tray right here. So this tray lets me separate things like my shoes and socks down here, and then my shirts and pants up here. That way I can kind of keep the super smelly, nasty stuff out of the way from clothes that I'm going to wear every day. It also provides a little bit of a spot where I can stuff things in. So I'll have my shoes right here, and I'll have just enough room, and so I can be able to stuff shirts or dirty underwear or whatever it is I want to put right here. And it's the same on the other side. Once I get my packing cubes in, I'll have a little bit of room here so I can stuff some things in there. It also has this nice little mesh section back here, which sometimes I use, sometimes I don't. It depends on what I've got going on in the moment. A lot of times I put my sheet underneath here because I don't need to access it very often, and it kind of keeps it tucked up out of the way and flat. But I have used this before to hold down clothes, the clean clothes or dirty clothes or clothes I'm not going to wear very often. For example, when I was in Southeast Asia, I wasn't wearing my pants a whole lot. So I put my pants underneath here, my long sleeve shirts underneath here. That way they were out of the way when I was packing and getting in and out of the bag while sweating profusely over in Southeast Asia in March, April, and the beginning of May. It also has back here these little kind of stretchy stuff compartments. I've actually got something back right here. Oh, a name tag that I have on top here that identifies the bag as mine. I just kind of stuff some back things. So like, for example, I've got a San Miguel, a medallion back here, and I know that I used to have a few rubber bands and a bottle opener in here as well. If I have a necklace or something break while I'm on the road, I don't like to throw my necklaces away because they mean something. I just throw those in there as a little stuff area. I don't really use them for anything else. All right, this top compartment here, it's not very big. It's not. It's just big enough for me to throw my toiletry bag and a couple other little things, like my laundry bag folds up in there. My dry bag that I have, my little 2 liter dry bag, goes up in here in the top. But the nice thing about this pouch is it doesn't eat into the bottom. Right, so a lot of bags, they have external pouches that actually eat into your main compartment. This is not one of those. It sits nicely on top. And what's really nice about it is if I need to throw my sleeping bag, which I'll show here in a minute, on top, having this full actually kind of creates a barrier so it doesn't try to roll over on top of my head. It just sits up like that, which you'll see once I've got the whole thing packed. So yeah, that's my Erblestock Halftrack. Highly recommend this bag. Been all over the world with me, been to combat zones with me. It's even got the waist straps. These are heavy duty waist straps, not some dinky ones that some travel bags, expensive travel bags have. These are pretty substantial. And if you don't like the waist straps, it actually just Velcros up underneath here, so you can reach in here, undo the Velcro, and pull them out. And that's how I traveled for a long time before I took off on long-term travel, because I took those out and left it at home. Funny story about this backpack. Well, it's funny now. It wasn't funny when it happened. Flying on a garbage airline, Delta Airlines one time. Didn't know I was flying on them. I thought it was an Air France KLM flight. I just missed the flight number. And I get to Dallas, Texas, and the strap was broken. This strap here was broken. So on this one, you can see how this comes all the way through and all is good. It just loops straight around. And then it just clips in on there. Well, on this one, I had to come up with a workaround. As you can see, it doesn't loop through. I've got it actually threaded through the buckle. And that is because I got to Dallas and they had broke the stitching. And I was very much not happy with Delta Airlines. They offered to give me their own replacement bag that was from their vendor to replace it. And I told them I didn't want that. I wanted my bag. And they made the process incredibly difficult. But luckily I buy quality stuff. So this bag had the clips that has got the binding on it, so I just ran the strap through, stitched it down, and it's been working ever since. And that was back in, what, I think Christmas, or maybe even, no, that was in June of 2022, and it's now June of 2025. So it's lasted a long time. It's been all the way around the world, been checked on a lot of different airlines. So if you're looking for a quality bag, if you're wondering about the quality of these lightweight bags, or concerned about it, or you're going to do some heavy duty traveling, this one is one I definitely recommend. The only trade-off is its compartments can be quite small and it adds a little bit of weight that a lot of people don't like, but I love it. And I also love the top Velcro. I can put my name on it so everyone knows it's mine and it's not getting caught up in the airport systems when something gets caught on a conveyor belt or something. So yeah, that's the Erblestock Halftrack. Next up we have my day bag. Now my day bag here is the Bauer Stowaway. Now I'm using day bag as kind of a loose term because if you've seen any of my videos, I don't really use this bag so much as a day bag as I use it as a carry-on personal item bag. The reason for that is I like the sling. So I've got computer bags on a sling. I've got my messenger bag that I traveled with for 7 years on a sling that I like to carry. But this is a 20-liter backpack that works great as a personal item, and my computer bags that I have can slip straight down in here as a carry-on. So a couple things about this bag. One, I bought it on sale. It was 2 for $30. I bought one for me, one for Joe, and I even bought one for my mom afterwards when I lived up in Colorado. It is, like I said, it's 20 liters. It seems like a big 20 liters though. Like, it stuffs pretty full, and because it's got this kind of mesh moisture style backing, it actually holds up pretty well on the back. It's not like some of these day bags that you have that you feel you don't have any structure. And it also has this compartment right here. Now this was probably designed for water, camelbacks or whatever. For me, if I need quick access to my computer like I did a lot on the Great Gallivanting, I just slide it down in there. Nice quick access. Like if I'm gonna be in an airport for a long time, I'll keep my computer out of my computer bag and put it in there. This compartment here, this is actually the stuff sack. So when you pull it out this way, you get the stuff sack portion and it stuffs the whole bag inside of this. And then when you're using it as a bag, it turns into a top compartment. I normally throw my cell phone and passport in there. Nice, super easy, especially if it's on your front, just to zip it, unzip it and get it in. And then this front compartment, this is small. This is just a little stash area for headphones or something if you need to get in there. I don't really use that too much because, again, it's not very big. But it is great if you just need to stash something real quick in an airport, or I know that sometimes I've thrown my driver's license or passport in there if I knew I was going to need it. And then on the sides, like a lot of day bags, it's got these elastic compartments here that hold water bottles. For me, I put my medicine in there just when I'm traveling anyway, because I want to be able to see it and get to it really easily and know it's there. because I need to have my daily medication. If you read my first book, you'll kind of understand why. And then also on the other side, I'll put either my GoPro that is recording right now and clip it in to this here or this here so that it doesn't get lost or stolen, or I'll throw my water bottle on that set. It holds up pretty well, especially if you've got it full. You stick the water bottle in there and you clip like a carabiner to the water bottle to this, and it's like that. It holds up pretty well. I'm surprised that I haven't lost a lot of elastic in these over the last couple years of traveling. But yeah, it's been really great, and it's not waterproof, but it is pretty water resistant, so it's really great if you think you're going to end up outside. If you're going to the beach, it's a great beach bag. I know that several of the videos from when we were at the beach, I had this on me, and it's super durable. Like, I'm kind of surprised at the durability of a $15 on sale packable backpack. But yeah, that's the Stowaway 20 liter from Eddie Bauer. Highly recommend. I know Keith and Dev have used these before. A couple of travel vloggers. Go check them out if you haven't seen them already. And I will be taking this with me for as long as it lasts, and I'll probably order a new one once it finally goes, because it's been an absolute dream to have. All right, up next I have my computer bag. So I'm only showing one. I've got two of these. So if you look at some other videos or pictures from years past, I've got an olive drab messenger bag that goes slings across right here. I've had it since 2017 on my first trip to Africa for the military. I really love that bag. I wish I was taking it on this trip. However, I'm not, because I need everything to be on my back, and that messenger bag doesn't strap to the back. It doesn't have any extra straps, just that one sling. So I needed something different. So I opted to go with this. This is just a Molly admin pouch. I don't even know what brand it is. They're 15, 20 bucks on Amazon. I've got two. As you can see, they got plenty of Molly straps for carabiners. I've got them on the front and the back. And what I do is when I travel with my backpack on my back, like I'm hiking the Camino or something, I'll have them sitting like this. I'll have two side by side. I'll clip them together on this side, and then on the back, these carabiners will clip it to my backpack, so it just sits nice and high on my back, which is where I want my weight. I know some people say you need to have the weight evenly distributed, you need to have it on your hips, but I was in the military, we learned to keep it high. That's where I like it, so I understand. And then when I'm not hiking, I use these carabiners to clip them back to back. So I'll have two back to back. One of them, I think it's this one actually, I have my computer, my keyboard, my Kindle, my notebook from my last expedition, because I'm writing that book while I'm traveling, is in here along with all those power cables. And on the other side, which should be attached like this, it has my journal, my sunglasses case, business cards for my business. It's got extra wallets, extra cash, my battery packs, I mean everything else. All the stuff that would normally be in my green messenger bag, which is about the size of two of these, it goes in these two Molly bags here. Now, I mentioned the Molly on the Halftrack, and I said this has Molly here. The reason I don't use the Molly straps to attach to that instead of use carabiners is because the Molly straps that it would attach to on the Halftrack are on that front compartment door lid thing. So if I stick it on there, it's constantly pulling on the zipper, and I don't want to do that. I want it to be clipped onto the hard clip points that it has on the backpack, which is why I've got all these carabiners hanging off. Also, I just love carabiners. Joe's told me that the best thing she ever learned from me traveling was to have carabiners and bungee cords, and that's how this thing is hanging on, and it's working like a dream in practice. So here's hoping it continues. I would like to maybe get like a Texas flag or something to put on here, but I haven't been able to find a Velcro one, and I don't want to order one. So we'll see how that goes since I leave tomorrow, if I can find one. So that is my tactical admin pouch that I have turned into my computer bag. Finally, next up I have this. This is absolutely nothing fancy, 0% fancy. This is a lawn chair bag. I ordered two of these online off of Amazon. It cost me like $24 for two. And it is just slightly longer than my bag. And what this is for, I have never carried one of these before, and I'm kind of not looking forward to it, but I'm gonna need it, so I decided to go this route. It's for my tent and sleeping bag and other camping accoutrement. Because I'm not just hiking the Camino de Santiago. If I was hiking the Camino de Santiago, this wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take half the stuff that I'm gonna show in the packing video if I was just doing 35, 40 days on the Camino de Santiago. However, I'm also doing the Lycian Way, I'm doing the Ireland Way, I'm doing the Israel National Trail, fingers crossed, next year. And I need my tent and stuff with me to do some of those. And I'm not coming home to get them if no one's meeting me to bring them to me. So I need to have a bag that keeps it out of the way, but still nice and neat. And that's why I went with this. So in this, it actually looks way bigger than it is, especially because once I fill it with my tent and sleeping bag and whatnot, it actually will roll down really well. And then I will throw, you saw me messing with them earlier, these straps that I got from REI. These just Velcro gear straps. I'll throw around, cinch it down to make it even tighter. And then the straps that I showed on the bottom of the Erblestock will go around here, and it'll just keep it nice and tight to the bottom of my bag. I'm still working on the exact placement because I don't want it butting up against my butt as I'm walking the Camino de Santiago. But by the time this video airs, I should have that locked down and fixed and without a problem. So yeah, this is, and I don't even remember the brand. It was just, I was looking at sizes. I think I wanted it to be no more than like 24 or 27 inches long. So that's kind of why I went with these. And they were black, match the bag. You know, rule number one, always look cool. Everything I got's black except for that Eddie Bauer bag. So that's why I went with this. And the good news is, you know, like when I'm doing the Zagros Mountain Trail or the Atlas and Sahara Trek, I won't really need this, and I can easily just attach it, have this as a separate bag, and leave it at the tour company's office. And I'm actually taking a second one of these too. It's empty. It's sitting back there on the bed with all the rest of my stuff. That will be for food, primarily, when I'm on the Lycian Way or the Ireland Trail or the Israel National Trail, because I can, like I said earlier, I can just kind of strap it to the top and have my food there when I'm going to be days away from, you know, any sort of town or resupply. It's also going to be for when I'm going on, say, the Inca Trail, and I don't need to take a lot of stuff that I have for around the world on that 4 or 5 day trek. I can just leave it in there as a stuff bag and leave that at the tour company office. So yeah, that's this bag. Again, this is a take it, leave it. Most people don't need it, but I think that I will, and I've assessed that I will, so I'm gonna use it, even if it means being stubborn and keeping it as I go. We're not changing it because I've already committed, and I'm not gonna pay to ship something home. So either this will be a good idea, or it'll be something that I suffer with for 18 months, but we'll see. So yeah, that's my bags that I'm taking on my Wayfarer Expedition. Again, these videos are gonna air as it goes, so by the time that you see this, I'll probably made some adjustments or added to or taken away or just changed out of bags. I didn't like the way it felt. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button, ring the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single thing coming out of the adventure, especially on the Wayfarer Expedition. You'll have a video coming to you every 2 weeks so that you don't miss anything on my 10 trek, 11 country, 18-month journey across the world, and maybe a bit of bonus stuff because I am coming back home right in the middle of it for a few weeks to go hike the Grand Canyon with my mom, so maybe I'll throw a Grand Canyon video in there. All right, see you guys on the road.